Explain to me why it's there, and then maybe together work out a better context for it. The coherence that we've been talking about, smooth flow, are there key nouns repeated? Do you remember we did that in a reading? Key nouns. Yeah. Are they repeated so that a person are varied? Yes, key words. Transition signals as well. You know, we've gone on a lot about that. Are they in there so people know where they're going? You know, first, second, next, after that, finally, at the simplest level. Linking paragraphs, conclusion, final comment. Do you remember I said to you all that your conclusion should have, at the very end, either a prediction about the future of this learning form, or a call to action on the part of the ask the reader to act to support team learning. And the third one, there was a third possibility we could have had, a recommendation of your own, a recommendation about how learning could be made more attractive, this team learning, and more effective in universities. Okay? So there should be, I'll put those 3 points again in the, we haven't studied, remember, introductions and conclusions in great detail yet. In great detail, like we should. Okay? So you need one of these each. Shall we do, I think to keep things moving, I won't say 20 minutes with 3 people. I'll say 15 minutes with 2 different people. Okay? 15 minutes. Okay? So, or do we work it differently? Do people want 10 minutes with their own and say 15 or 20 minutes with somebody else? How do you want to work it? You look exhausted. He's had 3 hours sleep. How do you want it? Do you want, say, 10 minutes or 15 minutes with your own, on your own? 10 on your own, and then another 20 minutes with somebody else. Okay. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. I'll do it like that. Shall I put the alarm on for the 10 minutes? I think people need alarms. How can I double printed this? I'm going crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, okay, alarm.
My mind works.
Right.
I tried, you know.
So, I'll say we're starting at 9:05. So if I say in 9:15, you stop working on your own and you go and help somebody else with this checking.
Now working on my paper.
Now you can work on yours for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then, have you finished with yours?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. If you've finished with yours, go and help somebody else. Go and look, take that paper. Or sleep for 10 minutes. Okay, I think get your head down for 10 minutes if you want. If you've finished yours. And then go and help somebody for 20 minutes. Do you think that's fair?
Let me check again.
Okay. Right. Alarm. course, yes. Sit down. Don't crouch. You're probably on the point of collapse anyway. Right, have I just check? I've got 9:15 and 9. That's right. Okay.
What is UID?
That's my ID, yes.
Oh.
Should your ID.
I should type it ID here. I thought. Okay.
It's an entire, you can actually search on the internet with just that number and you can locate the source simply from that number. Every single thing apparently now has that DOI. Have you tried it?
I only look but I couldn't find
DOI number. Probably, maybe it's a little bit of a DIO number. It is a little bit outdated. Probably then the Harvard base case you've got. If you go into the library system, they will definitely be using DOI numbers and they will be putting them into the, you know, for things that are online. You know, if you go to Southampton Library and then put in Harvard referencing at the library, and they have a large document at the library. Have you found it? No. They have a very huge document on Harvard, and in there will be about DOI numbers. What's your question about DOI numbers?
I only found the correct place to put numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
But you've got the numbers you need, yeah, or not?
No, I have a number,
Mm-hmm.
but I just only
That looks fine. It always goes at the end.
oh, okay.
I've never seen it anywhere else.
Okay, I put the stuff.
Yeah, I think you've done it right. I mean, we can double check. You can go on the internet if you want, and we can check Harvard use of DIO numbers. Yeah, electronic journal, that's what it should be. Electronic journal article.
So,
That's it. That's it, and you put it right with the punctuation is correct. Full stop at the end. Yeah. Digital object identifiers. This is with a electronic journal article. Library.
I copied the reference from the Google.
Mhm.
There is a site, cited and
Mhm.
connected. There are 3 formats of reference.
Harvard.
Yes,
Yeah. Oh, are there 3 forms of Harvard, or are there, or is it Harvard and what's the other one?
ATA.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's very similar with our format, so I choose this kind.
Yeah.
This format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
only P or
The
page.
chicken
Yeah.
for chicken.
Some source shows
Yeah, chicken check. You can
That's
check.
when there's 2 pages. More, it means pages.
I
pages.
asked Barbara.
Okay.
Are you alright?
Valuable. And then
That's probably, you've come across a different referencing system when you found PG. I would say for Harvard it's just P for 1 page and PP for 2 pages or 3 pages or 4. Yeah, PP.
and
the reference,
Too small, yeah.
there are,
That's good to
there are
check.
indent.
I think you're probably aware now as well there are
Yeah.
several different forms of that fine. Several different forms of
Look at
Harvard.
this. Here.
And you've just got to be very, very careful about using the same Harvard all the time. So long as I
Like
see,
that?
and the second marker sees that you are using the same form of Harvard all the time, it's okay. Everything's all right. Yeah. Would you just double check on the internet what that PG, did you get this from another, did you take this from somebody else's article? Is that why it had PG in it? Did you take it from the end, you know, or something?
No, I couldn't take. I like all of
This
them,
is
but
okay.
I checked our resources,
Yeah.
and some of them PG, some of them PP, some of them only.
That's because they themselves are using
Yeah.
different forms.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah. What
I
is it?
couldn't
Right.
find PP means, so
Yeah.
I think it means page, PG. So
It means the same thing, but PG is an old way of expressing page. P always means page and PP means pages. But I don't know how that's managed to get in. I mean, it must be another reference form that they use.
I will look
Yeah.
our first and if I can
Yeah.
find
That's right, that's interesting. Let me just, I'm going to ask the computer actually, which referencing forms do use PG? Because it's a long time since I've seen PG. I must admit, like, a long time ago. Which right, we're short of some people, aren't we? We're short of Hannity. Fahad, how is Hannity? Do you know how she is?
No.
Because she told me about the domestic problem last week. I was just a bit worried about how, were you there when the surveyor came?
No, I was here before.
You weren't? Okay. Okay. Right. I know she had a brother, but she said the brother doesn't speak much English anyway.
Yeah.
And I told her to get another man to, when the surveyor came, to try and get some kind of representation. She didn't contact you?
No.
No. What a pity. Which referencing? Because, oh well. File.
Father, I want to ask a question.
Hi.
Is it useful for ourselves to do a unit check? This, like this, if there are some free systems in Google or other.
You might want to tell people about this. Now, people don't usually, I mean, I think it's all right to do that, but do you know what my coordinator was saying the other day? He was saying, suspect papers that have too low a plagiarism count because they've probably been altered to cover the plagiarism. And he said suspect papers that obviously have too much of a plagiarism count. So what I do is, if you're going to use that, make sure that, like, there is just a tiny bit of plagiarism count left in there, because if it's 0%, he thought it had probably been altered to conceal plagiarism, to conceal it, like it was there, but it was kind of like covered up. So, if there's just a tiny bit of plagiarism there, that's on the count, that is good. That is like what they want. They don't want it 0%. But also, apparently different systems bring up different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could keep checking for your own paraphrase. You know, that is a good way to, like, to avoid getting caught out for having paraphrase issues.
I check it first if there are some error paraphrased.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. It came up plagiarized. Okay.
But he checked some plagiarism is not reference other authors. I read it by myself, but
Yeah.
they also check it.
Yeah.
It was a pretty
It can be a bit confused. This is another reason. Like, he didn't say this, but in the past, when I've had Russian students doing this, they got themselves confused. Now, I don't know, like, you're all sort of very good with computers, so maybe you wouldn't be confused. Oh, we have to change now. So, it's up to you. It's really, really up to you. Maybe you want to teach people afterwards. Okay, you have to go work with another person now. Okay? So, and with this sheet, with this, so please stand up and go go to another
If
person.
you find some
Oh dear.
first, you can use the highlight.
Yeah, so
you
go
highlight
check
it.
their work and
Yeah.
let them check yours. Okay? Excuse me, could you use that sheet to check each other's work? So check that you understand. Please, please, like, switch. Please switch over. So, maybe take each other's computer and switch over. So, change over. Because you have to check now that you understand what's going on so that you can comment. Okay?
So how does, are you finish it?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, what do you think? Do you think that will help people
Yes.
if they see that plagiarism checker
No.
or not? Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think the thing is we used to turn it in, and all the universities used to turn it in, and what we found is the plagiarism checkers are of different intensities as well.
Yeah. Actually, in the e-assessment assignment system,
Mhm.
it was procedural check.
Yeah.
How much account for how much percent it worth it usually called as plagiarism. How much? Maybe 20% or 30%?
Okay, so like what we're told is we used to print every single person's turn it in report, right?
Yeah.
Now we've just been told, go onto the site, see if anybody's suspiciously high or suspiciously low, go into their report, look at it. If there are signs of things like, plagiarism, patchwork, there are many different kinds of plagiarism. I don't think I've shown you, but it's been kind of analysed into about 4 or 5 different types. Going to the student's work, if it appears that there's plagiarised passages that are highlighted and you think, oh, that looks a bit funny, or the reference doesn't match, then print it, but leave the rest. We used to print every single one, and we used to check every single one, but we find it's too much.
Fine, too much.
Yeah.
But as you know, there may be more than 600 essays.
Yeah.
at 16 classes, so many students.
Yeah.
So can it be checked by teacher?
It can't be checked by me because
Yeah.
I would only have access to my own class.
Yeah.
But the coordinators, who are our bosses, one of their big jobs is to cross-check that we are checking.
Okay.
So, you know, like in the next few weeks, a man or a woman will come in here. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Oh, ignore it. Okay. So, they will come in here and they will check that I'm actually teaching you.
Not use online system check. Use teacher check.
So,
It's very more precise.
Well, there's several checks actually.
Yeah.
I have to go in there on Tuesday
Okay.
and download and check everything.
Okay.
And then the men who are we've got virtually all male coordinators, they go in and they check that I have checked. And they also take a cross sample. So there's 3 checks.
Okay. Oh, very.
Yeah. And the reason we didn't used to have any of this. But anyway, go. I'll explain later. You have some time on that. Right.
There is one problem. In introduction, usually not using reference in introduction. Yeah, it were using body. Usually not using in introduction. I think okay.
Michael is ill.
Michael's ill.
Yeah.
Right, what do I do? I just have to put him out for the moment. I'll send a message to the coordinator.
Yeah. How many is yours? Could someone take one of these at least for Hannah and Michael?
Michael.
Whoever like is Michael's friend. Out of one and two. Onwards into work.
Need indent. Like this, indent.
Yeah.
This. Do you find something?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. At the first, this one, except this one, besides this problem, cover set, teacher set, the introduction should introduce the background and some university, and like this one, I'll show you the picture. This one, introduction, and which university where, which subject errors and narrow, and then put the thesis statement. Okay. But I think maybe it's not a problem.
Because I hear there was something.
And there you took here. Okay. Maybe it seems like this has some grammar error. As there are. Maybe you can check. So this yeah. I think your structure is very clear and very clear. And your conclusion is very clear. And I can find other problems. What's the problem? Okay. Okay. Maybe we should not use the then. When student is inside class or when student outside class. Both the two period of time is. Both. I will check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This paragraph I talked about not all group can call operative group. Should not. You need to know what is really operative group. I told that. He point out. He exclaimed.
Yeah, but first of all, here you said about
Got 1 more minute and my alarm will go off. There it is. There it is. Right. Okay. Can I ask everybody to stop now?
Yes,
Save their work. Close.
Yeah.
Okay, and finish for the moment. Okay. Nobody's moving. Please. Yes. Yeah. Maybe you can help a bit during the breaks or later, but we have to go on.
What is not
Okay.
should be named. It is.
I'm very sorry. I've given as much time out in class time as I mean, I've in a way given almost too much because we're not really supposed to do this. And it won't happen for the next one either.
You need
We won't be, we're not really allowed.
What is
Like answering your question, Raymond, as well about looking at plagiarism. Like we've got this year, we have plagiarism identified as either sort of minor or major, and they told us it's not about percentage of plagiarism, it's about severity. So if you've got a minor case, you know, somebody might have inadvertently, accidentally left off the referencing, or, you know, not putting quotation marks when there should have been quotation marks in there. But if it looks as if somebody's actually trying to conceal plagiarism, then that's considered more severe. And if they try to repeatedly suggest that they have paraphrased when they haven't really, they just quoted somebody's words, that's when it goes. Now, it's not for you, because you're in training, it's not like somebody's going to put a gun to your head or anything. It would be in the real university, but because you're in training, it would just be somebody having a talk with you. And pointing out, you know, like the university regulatory body would not allow you to continue if you did this. I think the way most university regulatory bodies go is they'll see you once, you know, with a board. There would be a board of 3 people who would decide whether or not it was the plagiarism was so bad that they had to dismiss you then, or whether they could just give you a warning and say if it happens again, no thank you very much. I mean, by the time you've got to when that could happen, you're so good at paraphrasing, summarising, quoting, referencing, it just doesn't happen. It just, you know, I've known one case on a pre-sessional in another university where I worked, where a girl was dismissed, but it was because she had done 100% plagiarism from somebody else's paper. She was a postgraduate like you. She tried to pass everything off. She'd already been warned. She tried to, at the kind of like interview stage, she's completely ignored it. She's again stolen this person's work and submitted it as her own, and that the only course was to say, I'm sorry, but thank you very much. Goodbye. That's happened once. I really don't think any of you would would put yourselves into a position like that. But I'm just going to see if I can get on this. Where it shows you different types of plagiarism. Actually, they have analysed these. Andy Gillett, academic writing, different types of plagiarism. I wish I'd thought about this before and then you could have seen it. When I was
an undergraduate, there were so few students actually going to university and that. What have I done? Yes. Plagiarism, types of, oh, right, University of Bradford, types of plagiarism, let's see what they've got. Direct copying, okay, word switching, which is like pretending to paraphrase, but really all you're doing is concealing sources, so you don't reference something that you've done, that you've taken, you just put the piece of writing in. And this is working with other students as well. Like that's what they're saying. Like you shouldn't be paired while you're actually writing, basically. Now this doesn't actually show you what plagiarism looks like. If I go back to Andy Gillett, if I can just try and get him on plagiarism, you will see a long, long time ago he analysed. Stop it. He analysed plagiarism and he put it up. Right, it would be. Can you see the word plagiarism amongst those? Is it what's that?
In there.
Plagiarism. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. And he's got this whole site where he shows. Oh, here you are. Original text, outright copying. Original text, paraphrase plagiarism is changing some of the words and grammar, but leaving most of the original text the same, as here. So this is complete copying. This is copying some words that have been left unchanged. Patchwork plagiarism is probably the most common one because it looks like a patchwork quilt. You've changed some phrases and put some fillers in, but you've kept large phrases that are difficult to paraphrase. Now, people are not unreasonable. They look at what has been kept sometimes, and you know we were talking about like foreign, the word foreign. That it wasn't a very good paraphrase. If you've used a not very good paraphrase, it's perfectly all right. You know, we just say, oh, it grows with experience. It grows with. But if you've like just repeated a word, it is considered rather, unless it's a set word. You know, that is almost unchangeable, like, for example, UNICEF or something like that. Or, I don't know, university is quite difficult to paraphrase, as we found, didn't we? We had place of higher learning, and we had higher education institutions, and that was about it. Yeah. Now, so therefore, if you repeated university too many times, nobody's going to, you know, like penalise you for that. Jason, would you mind closing your computer and finishing with your essay for the moment? Yeah. Would you mind closing it? Would you mind saving it and closing it? That's great. And then we've got, I know it's right, and then we've got Stealing an Act Term, decades immediately following the Second World War. Now that is what the person's done, has been doing their own text, and then they've seen this in someone else's writing, they thought, oh, that's good, I'll have that. It's not the same as us saying, oh, we'll mine a text. You know, like I was talking to you about, you read a text and then you mine it, and you find some good collocations. For example, if it had just been they thought, oh, that's good, decades immediately following, that would be all right. But they've actually stolen the whole thing, decades immediately following the Second World War. You see? They've gone and taken more than just the essential 2 or 3 words when you mine a nice expression. Okay? There is a difference. And they've just tacked it on, no attempt to link it in. They've just gone in the, and it could have been in the Second World War aftermath, or it could have been in the years after the Second World War. They've not made any changes at all to accommodate this piece, this feeling. And of course, people have got more and more used to seeing this stuff. This is on the open internet, this academic writing site, very commonly used for training teachers, but also for training students not to plagiarise. Okay. Right. Now, do you remember we had this for homework? Now, I was going to ask you, would it be better if I gave you back this for homework tonight? Yes. I think it would, wouldn't it? Because people probably just haven't had time.
Okay.
So I'm giving you back, this is reporting verbs, and you were going to fill out this tonight, and we were going to check the reporting verbs here. Okay? We also have some note making left over to do, but I think we could leave those 2 till tomorrow when you're less tired, finish them off, okay, and we'll look at what we should do in writing today, okay, and we'll catch up with those. So for tomorrow, you need to come with this done, okay? And also, I thought I might try and do a little tiny academic word list test. Now, another thing I've got to tell you is, next week we have our first reading examination. Yeah. It's one of the ones where you're just learning to do a reading examination. So, but we were told to practice and to remind you that on the EAP toolkit there are also some practice readings. I'm planning to try and get a reading out from the stock of practice ones and do it a bit with you in class, because it is quite a shock. It is quite high level the first, you'll get used to it, but I think we ought to do a bit of practice this week, if you don't mind, actually in the class. So you're in exam conditions and you're doing that reading, okay? Right, now, this is a little bit easier. This is called Bloom's taxonomy. It's a kind of diagram of knowledge. It's meant to make you aware of where you are thinking now. I will give it out in groups. And the idea is, first of all, you have to put these words with these phrases with the appropriate thing. I want you to be thinking all the time, this horrible, hard essay title that you're working from, where does it belong? Is it at the bottom? Is it in the middle? Is it at the top? Because this is a very commonly used knowledge diagram formation, okay? We'll work it out together, okay? So you simply, I think there's one between 2, you put these words here, okay? First thing, and then maybe you can tell me a little about it. Should I be moving people around, or should I be leaving them where they are for the moment? Should we do the first task with people you were sat with, and then the next task alone? Okay. Maybe we should
have maybe, yes, Andy, can you join this group?
Okay.
So you've got 3 working on there. Okay, you're 3 there. Could you come here? Could you join this one? Okay? So you've got 4 boys together. Right, you've got this for me. Is it possible to just let him in? You're tired already. I just think you need each other's support.
We need to discuss which following match with hierarchy. Using knowledge in new situation. Using knowledge application.
Yes.
Use.
Okay.
Judgment.
Analysis, yes.
Yeah. Record. Record.
Comprehension, yes.
Break things down.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking, I think maybe comprehension. Record means reuse, I think.
Reuse.
You have to keep it in your mind, but sometimes later you need to use it again. You need to record it. Record.
Yes.
Get it out. Right?
Which one?
Understanding. Knowledge.
Record.
I think this is comprehension. Record is comprehension is the first time. You need to comprehension the knowledge. You need to understand it and store in your memory.
What's about this one?
There's one without an interpretation.
Synthesis. 同应该是 This one, synthesis.
Synthesis.
Keep the theme.
Yeah, so it's like bring together. Yeah. Okay. It's slow. Okay. Where should, can you join here, Michael?
Yeah.
I heard you weren't well.
I eat a big
Evaluation.
I created yesterday.
Oh
And
dear.
stomach.
Was that to give you strength to do the essay?
No, I didn't sleep last night. I was so tired. The alarm clock didn't wake up me this morning.
Okay. Please join.
Okay.
Please join.
Because we need to something in the same time.
This one is not I think is the focus not in use. It's this memory and this memory they keep the same.
Or record?
But record maybe I think
Recall him? No.
record him.
No, I didn't think so.
You don't think? Understanding. This is right. Break things down.
We should choose 2. Some letters we should choose 2. Twice.
Can we speak in English, please? Even if we're telling about the bowl of ice cream.
Record.
Yeah.
This.
Think evaluation.
Evaluation.
评估.
Right, people are much slower today because they're tired. You'll have to be aware of that.
Record.
You're not as sharp because you're tired out. Okay?
Evaluation.
The rhythm is very... Oh, it's like riding on the sea, isn't it, when you're that tired?
No, how long? This.
We should use one letter twice. We have 6.
Can we use some can we use some keyword twice?
In the same category?
These are very distinct categories.
Okay.
It's like a ladder.
只能用一次。
So, this will not have a lot.
That's right.
Can you
It's
read
deliberate. The other teacher and I
1, 2, 3, 4,
like
6,
thought,
7.
because we're going to be doing
This
synthesis.
is I think this is the high level. It can't be reached.
Okay, so it's left
Very
open
easily
to
this
a certain
level.
extent.
So,
Okay.
only like to
Evaluation, I think, if some knowledge reach the evaluation level, you should write it write a book, like write some article. I think
I
that
think you recall.
this is recall.
Yes.
There. Okay. Finish.
Because the first step,
We need yeah. We should
using knowledge.
yeah.
Is it okay to check now?
Yeah. Only understand, definitely understand the knowledge.
Yeah.
Understand it and you comprehend it. You comprehend it, you can use the knowledge.
No.
Break things down.
Critical thinking about
No. This should change.
No.
Break things down. Correct things. You can get the knowledge. You get the knowledge. You understand it. You understand it. You comprehend it.
No.
First, you meet a thing. You think about this thing, so you can get some knowledge.
But I think the first thing that understand.
Yes.
Then breaking.
Something
I
about
guess that.
new substance.
You think that the knowledge is existing. No need to slot a new
No
knowledge.
need to judgment.
Is it okay to check now? Okay, so I'm glad you got a lot of talk out of this, because this occupies us a lot, a great deal, because it's meant to, university staff of any sort, because the idea is that this is almost like a step ladder up the not intelligence, but up the philosophical route of university learning, so that we think that you come in at a knowledge level very often, as an undergraduate. And the knowledge level, the answer is actually just simply recall, because you can remember knowledge and refresh it and recall it and revise it, but you have to move up to the next level to do anything with it. So you can learn, the knowledge level is something like, the sun always rises, or water in most positions will boil at whatever. It's 100 degrees Celsius, isn't it? No, they give us as a boiling point, but it changes at different, if you go up a hill and boil the water on a mountain, and everybody kind of knows that, and that's just knowledge. And then comprehension is a bit above that. Which one do you think comprehension is? That's it. So you're already doing something with the knowledge, and you already, you're going into your postgraduate thing, so you understand what you have learned in your undergraduate work and you've gone a bit beyond knowledge.
Yeah.
And you possibly have also, as scientists, applied your knowledge, used this application level, because you may have done a bit of research for somebody already. That's kind of where you're actually doing something. So which one would that be? That's it. So you've got this kind of application, and you bring your knowledge, your understanding of your knowledge into the laboratory and you're researching. This is kind of the standard thing we're thinking. Has anybody actually gone into an application situation? Where you have taken your knowledge that you have understood on your undergraduate degree and gone to work or gone into a lab and put that understanding together with what you're doing in the lab? Yes, you have. You probably have as scientists. Now, most artists or humanities students, by your level, they may not, just postgraduate, they may not have actually got very near the application situation, but they may have gone into these other areas because they will have had to have brought the knowledge together to answer essay questions. Okay? You can't write an essay really without at least this. You can't really do much. Okay, so we're at analysis. Which one is it? That's it. Now synthesis, I think my friend Cecilia, we were talking about this and she actually set this up. I think she's deliberately left out synthesis because we have to look at synthesis this week with our summarising. We've done paraphrasing to a certain extent, and now we're looking at summary and synthesis. Can anybody sort of define what you do with the understood knowledge at the synthesis level?
You put them together and give your own opinion.
Yes, that's right. Yes, this is your own opinion level, isn't it? Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay. And then the evaluation, what's that?
B.
Yes. Yeah. And while you've been doing your essay, where have you been working on here? You may have been working in more than one area.
Analysis.
Yes.
Comprehension.
Yes.
And knowledge.
Yes. You need the knowledge to feed into all these stages, but you've actually been working, you've had to work in grey areas, haven't you? You can't say it's just an advantages, disadvantages essay. Where would an advantages, disadvantages essay be on here? Yes, that's all. Now you've had to go beyond that, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've had to say how much something is effective and even ineffective in grey areas. Where would that come on here? You know, bearing in mind what you've just matched up.
Analysis.
It's a bit more than analysis.
Synthesis. Evaluation.
Yeah. My feeling is it was a very difficult essay choice, and it was a bit too hard for the first thing, because actually it pushes you here. Bearing that in mind, you'll probably find that the next set of essays you get, there'll be a bit more room, a bit more space, and you won't be quite so pressured. They will tend to push you in this area, but not quite as wholeheartedly. Okay? So it probably won't be quite as bad again. Okay? Now, the thing about Bloom's taxonomy is that it has these processes at these different levels. Evaluating, you are judging. You are judging not just right and wrong, but you are judging to what extent, really. How much is acceptable, how much is unacceptable. And as a result, some of these words here that you're going to get now will fit that, but some of these other words will fit these other levels. And what you've got to do is put them on. And what I'm going to ask you is, can you change over so you're working with another person? So maybe Fahad and Michael change. And maybe, who does that? Right, who else have we got? And Jasmine and, okay, Maggie, change over. I'm getting the names right this week. Wow! Okay. I'm not offending people anymore. Okay, so you're with you people, you put these on here, there is a whole vocabulary that has built up around Bloom's taxonomy. And I see, I only have 4 pieces. Okay, oh yes. And, oh, sorry, here. Okay, put them on the right bit, you will need them flat on the table for this. Okay.
They use exam to learn knowledge, to explain. Maybe explain means you can application, or you understand.
That's it, have them flat on the table. Good. Yeah.
Summarize.
Describe means you understand.
描述 describe
Outline means demonstrate. Application is example. Explain the same as explain.
Explain here or here. Summarize. Summarize, demonstrate, interpret are the same.
and describe.
They are the same. What's explain here. Outline is worse. They are all the same. Same mean.
Same mean. Oh yes.
So we put it all in here. Knowledge.
No. Knowledge is to access knowledge. You use it is not knowledge.
Maybe summarize is high level in knowledge. It's comprehensive evaluation.
Yeah. Outline, you recall it. Recall the knowledge.
Recall.
are not recorded. Reuse the knowledge.
Describe.
Yeah, describe means
Yes.
explain. But I think summarize is not analyze.
Demonstrate.
Here.
What's the meaning of demonstrate?
解释、阐述，跟 summarize 是一样的，它俩可以就是they can change.
Yeah, that means application. But summarize is not just application. It means your cognition.
Summarize, yeah. Summarize a lot of things.
Yeah, get them together and change.
Get there, yeah. Demonstrate is, I think we need to
Interpret 是 tell what it means.
Yeah. Yeah.
Demonstrate is not analysis.
You think in here?
I think it's the application. Interpreter. Interpret is the same meaning.
Same meaning. They are the same meaning.
Yeah. And just change the develop. Develop means
Are you happy with what you've got there? No. You still want time? Finished. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I shouldn't have said that, are you happy? Because actually, it is very, very difficult to set things into the right place. But the answers are here in the handout. Okay? So they're on the second last page. And what I suggest you do is just take a highlighter, and when you find your word, just highlight it, and it will help you remember a little bit. Okay? So we're going slow today because people are like, like what we say, the walking dead. Okay.
Where?
Oh, there's one short. Have I done something? Because I got this one ready. Interesting. Different solutions. Well, you'll see. You'll see. It's not easy.
Knowledge.
Trying to understand. Just so long as you can get the idea that you're going upwards. I'm sorry.
Knowledge, yeah, it also has different, but this also has different. We have one more application.
Oh, there's more. Thank you. Oh, so we need one Hannady. One for Hannady. Thank you.
Other words not repeated. Explain is one to write comprehension. Yeah. Application
when we use different style, we use different words. Exactly.
Define the analysis. Analysis is
Outline, outline is
demonstrating the application.
describe its knowledge.
So we will interpret, right?
Describe is to understand the fact.
Analysis. Exam.
Let's demonstrate the
Outline is what? Outline is
it's no development.
Yeah, why do you think that is? That there's a repetition of certain words at different levels.
I think maybe you should know it first, and then you can
Yeah.
Maybe everywhere it has describe. Everywhere it has.
Because there are sometimes when the same word occurs in different categories. But of course, I'm trying to remember one because we noticed this, so we were going through. So we tried to find words that didn't overlap too much. So you can perhaps see more clearly here, under this evaluation, that your essay title forced you to make and defend judgments based on, it was really external criteria. You read a lot, and then you thought, well, how is the other writer reacting to this situation of the worth of team learning, cooperative learning, and then you saw that some of them were judging it by the ability to arrive at the skill of negotiating, for example, was developed in team learning, and so one of your criteria one of the themes ended up being the skill of negotiating to make a decision. And you had to work with that criteria that somebody else had already made and decide yourself how much you were going to take of that criteria in relation to the judgment that you were making about the essay title, which is why it was so difficult. Okay, you were pushed up this end. I know that some of these words are repeated in different levels. Can you find me one?
Summarize.
Oh, okay, summarise. Okay, where's summarise?
Evaluation.
Comprehension. Mm-hmm.
And synthesis.
Synthesis.
Oh, and synthesis. Now, why is it at a fairly low level, like comprehension, summarise? What do you think you're doing there? Yeah. If summarise begins at comprehension level, what are you doing with in summary at the comprehension level?
Because you should understand and
Shorten.
yeah.
You will need to understand the facts to shorten.
Yeah.
Okay? And then we go, then Fahad pointed out it's also summarises at where? Next one up? Analysis. Summarises in analysis.
No.
Synthesis. Synthesis is a much higher order, isn't it, of thinking. Why is summarise in synthesis?
Because when you understand it, you should put them together.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So when you're shortening for this, you're showing your understanding way beyond. You're showing your understanding of it as an analytical product as well, because you've gone beyond analysis. Yeah. Okay, now you will see that this, it's not a vocabulary study, but it almost turns into that, because these words are like trigger words for your essays. And if you go back, this is how we see them. We tend to band essays in terms of what you are asked to do in the trigger word. And we've never really looked at this before. And I'd just like to ask you, of these instruction words, which are the highest order ones? What is? Evaluate. Yes, definitely. Is the top of the tree. And also
Assess.
to what extent? Now, an analyse is probably not quite so high in the order, because it's associated with that.
Assess.
Yes, assess, definitely. So we've got, because you're making a judgment. Assessment for making a judgment. Definitely to what extent. And definitely evaluate. Are at the top of the tree. And this man Mr. Bloom made this taxonomy because he thought, his philosophical view was, you cannot think at a higher order when you're just trying to survive. This is survival level knowledge. This is both the cave men and cave women and cave children using their survival skills to survive, but also a student who hasn't got very far in terms of processing yet. Okay? Do we see an essay instruction word that goes with just knowledge? Just knowledge. Define.
Outline.
Explain the meaning of the concept concisely. Wouldn't that be comprehension? State. Okay. Express relevant points briefly and clearly without oh yeah, I think you're right there, Fahad. State. And if you think about perhaps it's just repetition, it's recall, isn't it, of what you've already got. Okay. Can we find anything that's not quite as high as evaluation, but that is perhaps something to do with synthesis?
Summarize.
Give the main points in a complex, concise manner, leave out details. Is that really synthesis? We're not bringing anything together to judge, are we, or assess? Give the main points in a concise manner, leave out detail. I think giving the main points, that's the closest we have to knowledge only. Explore for synthesize. Explore, examine the topic thoroughly and consider it from a variety of viewpoints. Would that be as high as synthesis? Explore, examine the topic thoroughly and consider it from a variety of viewpoints. Explore, where would that be? Yes, definitely. Well done, Kate. Well done. Okay, synthesis. Because you're not bringing anything together, are you, when you're looking at things, different points? Compare. That's a bit more like it, isn't it? Because you're bringing together two knowledge sets, and you're showing where they perhaps overlap with compare. Yes. Yeah. So you have done a bit of synthetic work before. When you did, no, a little, yeah. Very difficult, isn't it? Now, if you come over the page, you've got, it's a bit confusing this. It says choose different A and B question words that would be appropriate in the following titles. When complete, look at the box on the next page to check your answers. But I would say, read these notes beforehand. Have a look at the notes, okay, and then try to decide what might possibly go in. Now, you cannot use, for the first one, number 1, describe the effectiveness of grammar or state the effectiveness of grammar. It's too low a level skill for effectiveness, isn't it? Yeah. Okay? So, what would you put in there that would be sensible for A? Too low level. When you're deciding whether something is effective or not so effective or ineffective, what are you doing? Evaluating, yeah. You're right at the top of the tree again. So it could be evaluate or possibly assess. Yeah. We're doing the first one together because people are absolutely knackered and they look really absolutely fed up. And something, reasons for its successes and failures. So it's a bit more straightforward, that one. And pardon?
Explain.
And it needs a verb. And something, reasons for its successes and failures. Say it a bit louder, Raymond. I didn't hear you. Pardon? Explain. That's
Explain.
nice. Explain. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't hear. Explain reasons. Well, it would probably be better at a higher level like that. I'm just thinking, they'd often say give reasons for it, if it was a lower level one, for its successes and failures, but it could be comment on reasons for its successes and failures, in the sense that somebody else has supplied the reasons and you have to discuss them. I think it would probably ultimately be discussed in there.
Yes.
Discuss reasons for it, where you give the reasons. And then you say, this is a very good reason, this is only a moderately good explanation, and this doesn't work at all. Again, you're judging. But you would have to find the reasons from your reading, evolve your own reasons as well, and then judge them. Okay? So the first one, what would it be? Probably, tell it me again.
Evaluate, assess.
Assess, yes, good. Okay. Could you try number 2, 3 and 4 in together, but have a look at the notes, because they might help you. That it's almost definitely going to be a bit higher level. Okay. Because it tells you about group 1. There's no group 1 actually written here, but it's like analyse, assess, comment on, compare, consider, contrast. For when they are not stable or agreed. And group 2, define, describe, demonstrate, explain, identify, illustrate, outline. That's for when things are agreed, and that is lower level, like when you do at school an essay. Okay. So you'll probably, it's a group 1 each time. Probably. Not always. If you look at the notes here, it almost gives you the answer, really. I would look at the notes because you're tired today. You see? Consider the reasons would be possible as well. And discuss. Number 2. It just gives you the answer basically, doesn't it? If you go over the other side, the back, you get some sample titles here under Bloom's taxonomy. Knowledge, comprehension, application titles, analysis, synthesis and evaluation. Yeah? Different types of titles. So knowledge, it just describes something. Comprehension, what effect? So that's a bit like a bit of a cause and effect essay, isn't it? And application, explain, that's rather harder to do, explaining. Analysis, how has this happened? Synthesis, how could we do this? And evaluation, comment on the value of, and value is the most important word there. Now, if you go to, I'm just rushing us on a bit, but if you go to the final page here, you have something called questioning the question. Okay? Questioning the question. So we've got this. According to the World Health Organization, HIV/AIDS kills more than 3 million people a year, and this number is growing. Discuss the causes of this problem in relation to one or more countries and analyse the effects. You can see it's a mixed essay because you can see from the trigger words it is a discussion essay, but it also, you have to bring in a bit of the old cause and effect with the effects here as well, okay? But not only can you break it down like that, you can question each part of it. What is the World Health Organization? If you don't know it, you have to find out. Is the World Health Organization considered an authority on this topic, HIV and AIDS? How do they gather information? So, because it's being referenced here, the World Health Organization. When do they publish their findings? How does the person know who's made this question up? Question after question after question after question. Okay? What I'd like you to do in the last few minutes is begin to question one of these essays at Bloom's Taxonomy in the same way. So if we were to take, I don't want to take one of the higher level ones, but if we were to take, say, describe the history of the World Wide Web, what would be the questions we would apply to that? Describe the history of the World Wide Web. What questions could we apply to it?
What is the World?
Yeah. What is it really? We all think we know, but, you know, like recently, some students told me there is a deeper web. There is a web that is used for crime, and I had no idea about that for as long as the web's been up. That kind of thing. So, you know, what is it? And another question? Describe the history of the World Wide Web. Very easy. What's another question we could apply to it? Oh, who invented the world? Where did it come from? Yeah, so who created the www? We need to know that, the history. What else could we ask? When? From when has the World Wide Web been operating?
Yeah.
Okay. From which date has the www been operating? Okay. Okay. Some might question, what is history?
Yeah.
You know, that's a side question, isn't it? What is history? I mean, what do you want to know or need to know about this history of the World Wide Web? Indeed, does the World Wide Web have a history? A coherent history? Does it really have a history? This is the easiest question. Does the www have a real history? Anything else?
How does it work?
Ah, that's a good question. How does the
the WWW actually work? That's a nice question because it makes a nice basis for that history, if there is one. Okay? Right. We've got only about 4 more minutes. Could you choose one of the harder questions here at comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation, and with the people nearby you, try to brainstorm some questions and then continue this for your homework. Okay, so you'll need to be able to work in a little team. Okay, so please start now. Choose something.
Read the questions you want.
Okay, you can choose. Sorry, I probably went too quickly on that. You can choose the comprehension question, or the application, or the analysis, or the synthesis, or the evaluation. It doesn't matter which. Just analyse it with questions. And I'll ask each group tomorrow. Okay? Walking Dead. Walking Dead. I'm sorry. I feel so sorry for you. Oh dear. Right, I'm just going to... Did you see him eat the ice cream then and get sick?
Yeah, but no, that's some message in our...
Okay, so he was sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so you weren't actually there at the grand eating of the ice cream. That's what made him sick. He ate a huge ice cream.
I have a small bottle ice cream. I buy it one. It costs 2.5 pounds, but it's bigger. I eat in last night.
You can separate it.
You finish it all the ice cream?
Yeah. Because
Maybe
it's open.
it would be a good idea to share it with somebody else.
Yes. It's expensive usually. Yeah, we love it. 选一个就是可以去分享，你就选一个，就是家庭作业。
It'd be nice if you could put the words back in. It was fantastic. Okay, great. Okay. Different kinds of housekeeping here, isn't it? Isn't it interesting? Like the boys put everything back together again and the girls hadn't. It just shows, doesn't it? It's really individuals rather than gender. Gender is almost irrelevant, really. Gender, male, female.
Yes.
Yeah. It's irrelevant. It's personality.
Yeah.
That's the main.
剩女真多。
就是
说过。
That's fine.
男女没有分开。
真的。
Is it alright if I take these off because the other lady will be coming in a minute? Okay? Yeah. Because you've got the idea, haven't you?
want
do
to
tomorrow.
我也不知道到底咋做，我只知道选一个。然后maybe
You just
啊，
just
选完以后就我已经提好了。
对，
我回答。main question, and if you want to solve the main question, you will tell some sub question. Yeah.
Okay, we've got to go now. We've got to go. What's our homework? What is our homework?
Pardon? Yes, you've got that thing that was set before, and yes, you've got to finish brainstorming that question, haven't you? And you've got this that we should have checked today. But they have 5 hours sleep.